Sometime we're cold, sometime we're cold, sometime we're cold, baby, sometime we're cold. Sometime we're cold, sometime we're cold, sometime we're cold, baby, sometime we're cold. Sometime we're cold, baby. This is the podcast, and we're gonna be starting this episode 3, 2, 1.
Hey, sweet. Hey, how we doing? Welcome back to Sometime with Koleton Dover. I'm your host, Koleton Dover. This is episode 23 of Sometime with Koleton Dover. Can I say my name again? I did it like 4 times. But hey, I'm Koleton Dover. And I'm guest starred with fucking one of my favorite comedians in town, my boy Brodie Long. How you doing, man?
Guest star? I feel...
Guest star, yeah.
You're
You're
a star. Honored. I feel like
you look great.
I feel like Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones right
You
now.
look like Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones.
Like,
You're
I
just
look
missing
like
the
a
hat
young
and the
indie,
whip.
dude.
Yeah.
You know, when I was 8 years old, I begged my mom to buy me a whip, and she got me an 8-foot bullwhip. Yeah.
Did you like Indiana Jones?
Oh, dude, I fucking
Dude, that was
love
my
Indiana
fucking... You excited for the new one?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
So there's I go deep and I go fucking hard in the paint when it comes to like movies and stuff.
Jones,
so here's the
that's
thing.
one of the most underrated. Like that's better than Star Wars to me.
Indiana Jones actually created.
Shut the fuck up! Look at him. He winched.
You like Star Wars?
I like Star Wars.
Star Wars is cool, but Indiana Jones is better.
It's better on a different level. Go on about how Indiana Jones.
Anyways, Indiana Jones. I'm in shock of the worst opinion I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But so I was on Reddit reading some shit about it, and it's like, so everybody knows that Harrison Ford is like older, so they're trying to cut him out as Indiana Jones, but they're kind of wanting to go along with the franchise.
Yeah.
There's been a couple ideas. Firstly, like a Disney Plus show of like whoever's left in Indiana Jones at the end of this one, if that makes sense. Like
I know what you're saying.
So maybe he like gets like a companion or something like that, and that's like the next thing. It's either that and going on a show or going on with just the movies, and the companion is like his son or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Is now Indiana Jones Jr.
Well, you know,
what I mean?
Shia LaBeouf played a son in the 4th one.
So
I want to
was that
see
his
Shia
son?
LaBeouf.
Dude, Shia LaBeouf's never coming back.
You know he was supposed to play Moon Knight?
Yeah.
And then
I actually would have loved to see him.
I would have loved him as Moon Knight.
I think
that would have been
a good job.
insane. Oscar Isaac is in too much shit.
Well, Oscar Isaac plays the shit out of that role.
Whatever.
You don't understand. Like,
I didn't finish it. I didn't like it that much.
It's a good show. There's talking hippos near the end, and that kind of throws you for a loop. But like they explain it. They do a good job at the end being like, okay, we know you're confused. Here's everything.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Oscar Isaac is in Star Wars. He's in Moon Knight. He voiced Spider-Man 2099.
Bro, yeah.
Like he's doing everything, but like stay in one lane though. You know?
Why can't he dip his foot in all the successful? Like, what if it was a bunch of like just like B-rated, like low-budget movies, and I would get it. But Oscar Isaac, like, he's going for the gold. He's in Star Wars, huge franchise. He's in Marvel, huge. And in Marvel, it's like a multi-deal contract. So this is like set up pay for not just now, but in the future. So Oscar Isaac's doing everything right.
Yeah, I feel that. But I'm saying, like, you know, I feel like with Moon Knight, why would you cast another... like big guy, like I don't know. I feel like they should have kept Shia LaBeouf.
So do you think
the reason why though, because his domestic abuse, which sucks.
It's hard to like. Obviously, when it's like in the news and everything, and sometimes when you see the mugshots and they get convicted of it, like it's easy to form an opinion, but you also don't know the 100% truth.
Right.
And like that's like the thing I always think about. Maybe it's too real for people because they want to just live in the fantasy, like, and want to blame somebody, and I get it. But I like to be real. I'm a realist.
I know. I feel that too. And you know, also Jonathan Majors, who
yeah,
got King, like that guy's.
Bro, you know
now.
she pulled back on that too.
Really?
I was reading an article where she's like, yeah, actually, he never did that to me.
What?
Nobody's heard about it because it's not big news. It's not.
Like that's the scariest thing. That's like
what I'm trying to get at is I think Trump would be a great president.
I think Trump would be the best next James Bond. I think that
no. And then the first movie he gets killed right away.
Yeah.
That would be terrible, James Bond.
No, but that's the thing about Hollywood though, is that like if you get so big and one bad thing says about you, you have literally a 50% chance almost of getting dropped by all your agents, all your managers, everyone that like, I don't know, represents you.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Hollywood would definitely scare me. Like I think about it all the time doing stand up and stuff. I'm like, dude, I want to go to the Comedy Store, like I want to perform there. And a lot of the people that are successful now came out of LA.
Right.
And so it's like that generation of LA entertainment
Mhm.
that is now huge. They're all in the main papers.
Yeah.
They're all on the Netflix specials.
It's
so
super
it's like,
mainstream.
yeah, exactly. It's mainstream and
Like-
it draws me to it. But I also see the importance of like going to more clubs than just the one in your area.
Of
if that
course.
makes sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of comedians that started Midwest, made it to LA, and boomed their name there. Like Andrew Santino's from Chicago.
Sam Talent is from
Sam
Colorado.
Tallent's from Colorado. What's his name? Jim Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan
is a Hoosier.
Yeah, he's
So
from
like,
Indiana.
yeah, so like, there's a lot of different, Midwest marvels,
Did you
if
know?
you will.
What the fuck is his name? He's like stay hard, get hard, blah blah blah.
David Goggins.
So David Goggins is from Gary, Indiana.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
During
So
his
is
like
Michael
fat
Ja-
years that he talks about, he was in Indiana.
Oh wow. Of course she's in Gary.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But also, what's his name is from Indiana. He lived
Larry
in
Bird.
He lived it. Yeah. He actually is.
Yeah, I'm saying
He
he
lived
is
in.
from
This guy lived. Guess who was actually lived in Indiana
who?
for a second? Guess.
Muhammad Ali. Actually, that's true too. Yeah, South Bend, Indiana.
Not.
Look it up.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not fucking
Who
with
else
you.
lived in Indiana? Andrew Tate lived in Indiana.
Andrew Tate lived in
Yeah,
Indiana?
he did. He lived in Indiana, which is insane. Like wow.
Andrew Tate lived in Indiana.
Indiana, yeah. It's crazy because like Indiana.
That also makes sense. That's crazy.
Indiana is like it's the Midwest state. There's weed's illegal. Okay, it's super. Yes, it's illegal.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like,
illegal.
yeah, that's what he's saying. Illegal. We gotta fuck.
Yeah, I know. It's illegal.
We gotta
Everyone-
get better.
Yeah, Indiana's fucking suck. But there's something about Indiana that it breeds, and I talked to Rocco Dara about this in the last podcast. He came back from Rocco Dara came back from he started here, but he's been around. He lived in New York.
I thought he lived in Michigan at the time.
No. He lived in New York for a while.
Damn,
He
New York?
he worked in L.A. He produced in L.A.
What the fuck is he doing back here?
Well, he came back in Elkhart for the holidays a couple
How
years ago.
old is he?
26. Yeah.
He's done a lot.
He's done a lot.
He's
There-
only a year older than me, and he's done so much
He's done
more.
a lot. He's done a lot. But he came back in the Elkhart when he was, just working, through LA and stuff, and
Yeah.
he realized how much talent is in Indiana and in the Midwest in
Well,
general.
that kind of gives me hope.
Oh, dude, extremely. Like throughout across the board, man. Especially comedians. Like, dude, I feel like, and that's the thing. The happy medium with Hollywood is that I feel like comedy you kind of plateau at like just being a good like working comedian
Yeah.
in the industry because like that's what more do you want? Like Louis C.K. said, like there's like these big players like Kevin Hart, Seinfeld, fucking John Mulaney, all these like heavy hitter comedians that are like A-list superstars.
Gabriel Iglesias, Joe Coy.
It's like, yeah, okay,
Bro,
chill
they're
out.
selling
Joe
out
Coy, Joe
they're
Coy's
selling
not. Joe Coy's
They're
big.
selling out stadiums. You know, Joe Coy is one of the reasons why I got into comedy.
But like I'm saying, like Hollywood, like Joe Coy's not Kevin Hart. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, he's Joe Coy, and he's from the Philippines, and he's the shit. So
Okay,
watch
okay.
him
I'm
out.
just saying. I'm comparing the two. I am as a comedian. I'm comparing the two, and there's not. You can't compare.
Well,
it.
good because they're each their own person.
Okay, but I'm I'm saying like on a
Entertainment level.
level of
I
like
see what you're saying.
status.
I just don't agree with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel like, but that's the thing though. I'm
told
trying
you.
to say Joe Coy is in that level where it's like he's not like super big, but he's a working comedian. But like he's not like you don't want to be like crazy big,
You don't, but you're wrong.
but he's not like crazy big. That's what
Okay,
I'm trying to say.
all right.
Burt Kreischer isn't crazy big, but he's a fucking like he's big in his industry. Tom Segura,
They're big.
they're not. Kevin Hart is a movie star.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
It-
well, they're also in their own lanes with that.
But I'm
aspect.
saying those lanes are way bigger than the lanes those are in. I'm
Okay.
saying they're working comedians and they're
Oh,
like
okay,
murdering,
okay.
but they're not at that level.
And Burt Kreischer's about to cross that
He's
threshold.
basically at that level
well,
in his
'cause
own
he has
lane.
his movie coming out.
Because that's his thing, though. That's how you do it. That's how Tom Segura does it. That's how Joe Rogan's a prime example. He's in his own
a
lane.
working comedian.
He's in his own lane to the point where he is so mainstream in his own lane. Like
That's what's crazy.
that's
That's
He's
how
the
you're
first
supposed
Theo
to do
Von.
it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what you're supposed to do as a comedian.
Yeah.
Is
How do you
make
do that? Like, I'm so like I don't understand.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's exactly like I can admit that I don't know what the fuck I'm
It's
doing.
that like
dude.
he is so big in his field that he doesn't even realize that he's mainstream himself.
Yeah, like he's
That's
just
Joe
like,
Rogan.
he honestly is just here for the comedians. Like,
Yes, and that's what you're supposed to do as a comedian. He supports the field. Like, if you went super mainstream, I get it. He signs a deal with Spotify, but why wouldn't you fucking not if you're fucking Joe Rogan?
he didn't even like promote it. He was just like
No.
a casual conversation on his
not at
podcast.
all.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna do a deal and blah blah blah.
Let me tell you the difference between Joe Rogan and
Yeah.
any other comedian. He did Fear Factor. Okay,
Yeah.
he did 3 movies: Zookeeper, fucking
Which
Here
that's-
Comes the Boom, and then he did a TV show.
Yeah.
And he didn't fight. He never fought.
No, he never fought.
never
Not
fought.
like
He-
on TV or
no,
anything
no.
like that.
He
Like in
competed-
local competitions and
He
stuff
competed
like that.
young, but he's a UFC commentator. He's an enthusiast.
Dana White's
fought?
never fought.
Dana White's a fucking
Dana White kind of did the same thing.
cokehead billionaire who
No.
runs Ultimate Fighting Championship.
That's exactly it. Like that's 100%
That's
it.
exactly it. But I'm saying is that the difference between Joe Rogan, like he did all those gigs, and he's probably been offered movies, but
He literally has said
and
he
said-
hasn't, and
he doesn't want to do it.
No, yeah.
I'm saying that like the average Joe, like Kevin Hart, and this is what Kevin Hart wanted to do.
Mm.
He took everything he could get. That's why he's became one of the biggest movie stars in the world, because he's literally taken opportunity by opportunity by opportunity. He literally said in a quote that he's never said no to really anything.
You know, I think my favorite thing about Kevin Hart is like, first of all, he's funny, and he gave me the first thing that I would start quoting at high school. I would just quote his bits to my friends, and we would all know because we'd all have like watch parties on Kevin Hart's. Watch parties on his
So
specials.
Boston, you know.
But what I really like about Kevin Hart is what he's trying to do for his like the community he came from, and just kind of any community like that. He's doing like financial literacy classes in the communities, and I think that's really important because I come from the military, which you think, oh, run, gun, super awesome, but also like the military community has probably, at least starting out when you first get in, the worst set of humans that have no sort of financial literacy. Like they all suck. They will purchase a car for like 32% APR and smile about it.
What's APR mean?
It's like, I forgot you're young.
Dude.
Back in my day, dude, APRs were real. They controlled America.
I bought my car in full.
In full? Wow,
yeah.
it must be nice to have money. What is your name, Dave Bird?
Fuck off.
What do
I
you-
don't look that much like Lil Dicky.
You
Okay.
do, actually.
Fuck off.
Nose, hair, demeanor.
Did you say nose?
Both rap.
Yeah, I do rap.
But I actually have never seen his penis, so I don't know.
It's pretty heavy.
All right, so
but anyway,
shit.
what I'm trying to say is that I feel like to be I feel like a fulfilling comedian in my book anyway. You're not really chasing like the biggest stage or like the biggest audience. I feel like you're chasing like
The
the
craft?
consistency of the craft. Dave Attell might be the greatest comedian in the world.
I agree with you on that.
And he's not Kevin Hart. He's not selling out fucking arenas like Kevin Hart. He's doing clubs, and he's the funniest dude on the planet. That's the prime example. That's what he's supposed to be.
Dude, like, statistically, he
Yes.
is the funniest dude, and I agree. Like, that's kind of where I'd want to do, like, make a living. And I would be lying to you if I didn't say I would want some sort of like public recognition, like
Right.
not
Oh, of course.
be famous,
oh,
but
of
be
course.
known.
Yeah.
If I'm walking
yeah.
about, just so I have enough weight to like help people
Yes.
down the line. If I want to make nonprofits, or if I want to do this, that, or if I want to work for the veteran community, I could put something together and kind of have a name behind that. So
Like
I
the
get more push.
VFW game, dude. Like that's your thing. I feel
Yeah,
like you
dude.
have like if you went on tour, I feel like 50%, 60% of that
Yeah, well,
shit
like
would be a
the whole-
VFW club.
Yeah, I agree. Man. Like, I should, that should be my next tour. Is like
That'd
the
be cool.
VFW
Yeah,
tour or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
If I have enough money.
It's
but
like the Iraq tour. That's stupid.
it's called the USO tour. The USO who puts on like the comedians and they fly them out overseas and stuff like that. The USO tour is what it's called. And that's something like that's a personal goal I have as a comedian.
Yeah.
Like on the business side of things is to be able to go on one of those because
Yeah.
that would be so much fun. Because that's how I got to see Shaggy, like the singer, like It Wasn't Me. Like I got to see him live. I got to see Axie Alexandria live. I got to see there's so many like rock bands and other bands that I got to meet, and I never got to meet a comedian. But I think like a comedian is like should be prime on the list.
Oh yeah.
Because all those guys are sad.
Yeah.
Everybody in the military is just they don't want to admit it to your face, but they're all so sad.
Oh, of course. They're
they
the
covered
military.
up with alcohol. Yeah, they covered up with alcohol.
They can't smoke weed.
Exactly. So where else are they gonna put it other than in domestic abuse?
Let's talk about this. So you're a comedian. You
Yeah.
do stand-up comedy.
I try.
How long have you been doing stand-up? now?
So it's the month of May right now. April was my year mark.
Okay.
So last month was
So
my
about
year
a month
mark.
and a half.
A year and a month.
Month and a half, a year and a month. That's what I meant. Sorry,
Yep.
not a month and a half.
Yeah, that's okay.
So a month and a half. So you've been to stand-up for 30 days. No.
Essentially,
What got you into doing stand-up? Because I never really thought.
it's a story. Are you ready for it?
This is
Okay.
a podcast.
So that is true. So where it all started was when I was 8 years old, right?
Jesus, this is a long
And
story.
well,
You're 25.
I told you, I know I'm old. It's gonna be 2 decades long of a story.
God damn it. Can we get
And
parts?
so yeah, well, it's part one.
We get an intermission.
Yeah.
Go on.
Come right back when. Okay. It'll be quick. So I was 8 years old. My dad did magic, and he did magic all the time. I was surrounded by it, so I was like, let me try this. Try
Now,
doing magic.
hold on one second. You're familiar with Nate Bargatze, correct?
Yes.
Same deal with him. You know, he's a comedian. His dad's a magician.
I did not know Nate Bargatze's dad is a
His
magician.
dad's a magician, dude.
Nate,
and he's like, he
Let's
just
get in
thought.
contact. We can talk about the horrors our fathers put us through.
But he goes through. I talked to him. I'm gonna get back to you in a second. But he talked about how, basically, like, it's almost like, oh, of course, let me do stand up. My
Yeah.
dad's a magician. It's showbiz.
It's entertainment.
Yes, like
Yes.
I have. Like I mean, everyone was. He's like, it was like, oh, everyone was like naturally supportive because
Yeah.
like, oh, your dad does that. Like, oh, that's cool.
Like
that
it
you do
makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Is that how it is with you?
That so okay? Well, not really, but
Go on.
so I did magic, right? And then from like the ages of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Yeah.
for about 5 years, I competed doing magic. And I won all 5 years in a row in the Elkhart County 4-H Fair. I won first place, which would send me to state.
Shout out Elkhart.
Shout out Elkhart County. No way.
Dude, what the fuck?
I
Go
hate
on.
Elkhart.
And why does everyone hate
Uh,
Elkhart? My girlfriend despises.
Is she from Elkhart? No. She hates
Fuck no, dude. She'll go there for work and she'll be like,
She's like, I
not
don't
me
feel-
going to fuck 36 minutes out drive to fucking cover something. She hates it. Go on.
So I competed in the Elkhart County 4-H Fair. Won, went to state, so Indianapolis. I won like second place there a couple years. Anyways, I kind of like after the age of 13, you start to get in middle school and high school, and you start to get cool, and you care about what people think. And I'm like, I gotta quit this before
I gotta quit magic.
I'll be
dude.
a
I'm gonna
virgin
be-
until I'm 29.
Everyone think I'm fucking gay, dude.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
So I quit right away.
You gonna see a magic trick? No, you
No,
take a
get the-
hit, you
go
fucking
fucking put your-
loser.
Yeah, yeah.
No, there's no coin behind my ear, you fucker. Get the
Yeah,
fuck
get
out of
Fuck
here.
out of my face like chest pump.
God, you fucking piece of shit.
Fuck yeah, I got
He's
beat
trying
up
to make
so
friends.
much.
Just
But anyways, no. So like, I just quit doing magic forever, and then I lived middle school and high school life. Fast forward to serving 4 years in the Marine Corps. Get out.
So you went magic to Marines.
Yeah, I went magic. Yeah, I stick to the M's, man. Magic, Marines, and motorcycles. But
Find another M.
Yeah.
This dude.
I don't even know how to ride a motorcycle,
Me
let alone
neither.
a bike. But I don't know how to pedal.
Jesus Christ, trading wheels for days.
Yeah, dude. So
on.
like in 2021, October 2021, my dad took me to go see Joe Coy. Joe Coy, I've known for years because I would come to my dad's house on the weekends. I went to his house every other weekend.
Your parents are divorced?
Yeah, they are. Fuck yeah. Bad marriages. Hell yeah. And so I go to his house. When I go to his house on the weekends, he would always have like a comedian on TV. That was when Redbox was the thing. We'd like Redbox. Their stand-up comedy specials.
Hey, let's go to Redbox. Let's grab a
Yeah.
special.
Is that like, yeah, like
Who's going to Redbox?
Me and my
Who's
dad would
getting
go to local
Redboxes?
Walgreens, bro, and hit up Redbox.
It's like 2021.
No,
Oh, I was gonna say.
No, this
Jesus
is like
Christ.
this is like late 2000s, early 2010s.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
It's like 2021 going to a Redbox. Jesus, get your life together, man. A Redbox. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. So anyways, that's how I knew who Joe Coy was. 2021 October is when I saw Joe Coy live for the first time. My dad's like, "Hey, let me go take you to do this." Literally during the show, I had like a left my body type of moment,
Mm.
and I just realized I'm like, that entertainment bug started biting at me again. I'm like, I need to do that.
The craft was super
Because I was
cool.
going through a depressive time, bro. Because like literally 3 to 4 months later, I was divorced. So I was in a depressive time, bro. And like Joe Coy had the capability of making me forget, laugh, and literally enjoy an evening.
So you went to the military. You got married early. You did like
So I
the
got
early
married-
married thing,
So-
like the military do.
No. I was
Okay.
opposite of that. Well, I can't say opposite, but I was dating at the time.
Uh,
Like the way
so
that
that was in both of your guys' minds. Like, should we get married now?
No. Like we dated for a few months, actually almost to close to a few years, and then broke up, and then got back together. And when we got back together, it was like 6 months after that. I was like, let's get married. Got married while still in Okinawa, Japan. Spent 6 years apart, and then both of us moved to North Carolina, where I finished my military service at. And then actually, I didn't get divorced until 2 years of being out of the military.
Damn.
So I got out of the military in 2020, and then in 2022 is when I got divorced, which is a fun time.
So have you shot a gun?
What?
Have you shot in a gun
Yeah,
in
I've
your
shot
life
a lot.
before? Okay.
That was just a off-the-wall question. You've never shot?
No.
It's
I've
fun.
never shot a gun.
I could train you.
Is that embarrassing to say?
No, it's not embarrassing. No,
I
it's
just-
honestly, no. I'm not judging you.
I'm
like,
not a.
I'm not judging.
I've never shot a gun.
People who don't know how
I've
to
never had the
handle-
opportunity. I've always wanted to, but I've never. I'm not gonna shoot your gun because what kind of
You're
gun
gonna
are you
bring
get?
it in here, be like, you see that clock? Point it right there, and then pull the trigger.
Have I shot a gun? I shot a blank.
How have you
Funny.
shot blanks before I have? Well, I mean, I've shot blanks. Maybe.
Oh, it was on a set. It was a cop show.
What kind of bullets do you use? Okay. What a boring question I asked.
Such a stupid
That was-
question.
that was my
I
bad.
apologize for bringing that. So, that being
So-
said,
so,
go
okay,
on.
Yeah, let me fast forward because we're going over a lot of that.
Yeah.
So watched the show, loved the show. A few months later, got divorced. But before I got during the process of the divorce, my dad was doing a show for this local friend that we know, and this guy runs his own like semi-pro wrestling, like WWE type of wrestling called Heroes and Legends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is
and
Jenny Rodriguez in them?
No,
Do they
she's
know of it
not.
at all?
But I'm trying to get her involved.
They should check it out.
I've
I
told.
had her on. She was a great guest.
No, yeah, I love Jenny. I actually told the booker about her, and I was like, I'll have to give her your contact.
Oh,
and I
of
still
course.
need to talk to you, Jenny, about that because I forget.
Yeah, she was kind of fun to talk to.
But anyways, so I was like, he does an after party after his wrestling shows, right? This guy does, and so my dad was a part of that after party. It was a night of comedy and magic. So it was a ventriloquist, a stand-up comedian, and then like just two stand-up comedians, and then my dad doing magic. Well, so I asked my dad, I'm like, hey, can I come along with that, talk to the comedians? Because at this point, I knew I wanted to do stand-up comedy, but I didn't know where to start. I literally
Right.
had zero idea.
Right.
With all
Well,
the
that's good that
Googling-
you started with your dad because he's definitely like the foot in the door of
For
meeting,
entertainment, yeah.
meeting people like
And I
that.
was utilizing
seeing the
that.
of course.
So I was like,
do that.
Dad,
I
let
do
me ask him if I can come along and ask some questions. I didn't want to be a nuisance.
Papa.
Yeah.
Papa.
Papa, can you hear me?
Do you? Is that from Frozen?
That's from Frozen.
Okay, go on.
Well, yeah, it is. So, but anyways. So the guy went back to my dad and was like, actually, let me do one better. Instead of him just coming and asking the comedian questions, why don't I have him do 5 minutes?
You?
Yeah. So he's like, ask your son if he wants to do 5 minutes. He asked me that, and I was like, I have to say yes, but I don't know where the fuck to go or how to
Right.
start. My dad's
What'd you
like,
do?
So I Googled it, bro, and I found the drop. That's how I found the drop, was straight up Google. I was like, stand-up comedy in my area, and it said the Drop
Damn.
Comedy
And this
Club.
was when?
2022 February.
Damn. So
Yeah.
that was a year. That was almost a year into my stand-up
Yeah.
comedy year. Yeah.
So, but I didn't start comedy then. I just started doing my research then. I finally had the
Yeah.
balls to go to an open mic in like March, but I didn't go up. I just went to an open mic to feel it out.
was I there?
You and Stone, it was like when you and Stone were very prevalent there, like showed up all the time.
Yeah.
And I thought you guys were like the owners or something. Because again, I
Definitely
have no idea. Like, because he was hosting. He was the first host I ever had to witness, and then it was John Freitag, and then it was Jenny Rodriguez. I'm pretty sure in that order.
So you never worked with Max Tidy. Damn.
No, I know.
Max
Everybody says
Tidy,
that to
and I'll
me.
say this right now. Max Tidy and everything that happened with the
Which
drop.
I don't know what happened, but
I'm not going to go into
yeah,
it.
we don't have to.
But
get into it. I don't want to.
that being said, that happened, whatever. He is one of the greatest comedians I've ever worked with. And Sorry, he's showing me something. He's one of the greatest comedians I've ever worked with. Like local, like stand-up comics. Like he was the host for every open mic, and he was the host for the first show I went to see. Like Stuart Huff's show.
Oh wow.
Was the first live stand-up show I've ever seen. He hosted it.
So you're like, this guy's a god.
Yeah, the first thing I saw about the Drop Comedy Club was on literally the news about it being reopened at the Aloft, and I hit him up on Instagram, looked his name up, and hit him up and like, hey, how can I get an open mic? And I talked to him, and I thought he was like the coolest guy ever. So it's cool to see, where comics go
You've
and how
seen
they
generations of comics.
grow. Oh
at the
yeah,
Drop so far,
yeah.
which is kind
Essentially,
of crazy to think
I've seen a
about.
lot of people grow.
And
there.
you're younger than me, so
definitely
it's
John
it's crazy.
Freitag too.
Yeah. It's crazy to see like that you've seen waves of comedians, different like generations of comedians come and go, and you're still younger than me. I think that's just like it's really interesting. It's really good on your level, and I'm glad you found that at that age. Not to sound like an old person, but like I'm glad that you found that at that age because I don't have any regrets, but I'm like fuck. I wish I would have found this sooner.
Yeah.
So I knew what route I wanted to take in life.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I've always had an idea. I wanted to do something in entertainment, whether it's TV, acting, whatever.
Yeah.
Stone was the reason I got into comedy, stand-up comedy. I watched specials with him. He introduced me to Tom Segura. He showed me all this industry of these fuckheads who are insane.
Who do it for a living.
Who do it for a living.
They make money off of that?
Yes, and it's just that's insane that's their craft. And it was fun to tap into that because at that time, what I was making music, I was making films, I was podcasting with Stone. So I thought stand up was like something we definitely should try out. But and now it's like almost 2 years, dude. It's seriously something that, I don't know. It's something I put it on performance wise, I put it on a pedestal over music and directing.
So you put stand up comedy over music.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow,
for sure.
Honestly, I wouldn't have pegged you for that. I would have thought you put music first.
Music's
at a time,
weird.
Do you think you did?
Music's weird. At the time, yeah, music was definitely on a pedestal because music was the way that I could express myself on every level.
Yeah.
On any level, and I've made comedy tracks, but I rapped and I wrote to things I felt and things I experienced. But with comedy, I could express that in a comedic way.
Yeah.
That's the funnest thing about stand-up comedy, and you can act on stage. You can you can rant on stage. That's so fun that you can do that, and that's why I fell in love with it. So that's exactly why.
Yeah.
I think that's probably you did too.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, everything you're saying, I resonate
therapy
with
a microphone.
It is. And you have to figure out that you can't just act like they're therapists and tell them, how you straight up feel, because then that's called bombing in the industry.
Bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Hiroshima, is what we call it.
Yeah,
that's,
Nagasaki, Hiroshima.
Yeah, that's Jap.
That's the Japan. Japan was
we're
fun,
cool.
Man. Japan.
Yeah.
I lived in Japan for 2 years.
Deadass?
Yeah.
Really?
Enough. Yeah.
How was
I
that?
got my diving license. That's where, dude, it was. So.
What do you mean? Dude, you've done more shit since my age. You've done so much shit.
Okay, I forget I've served my country. But
I served this nation.
Whatever. It all led to Biden, so I don't know how I feel about
what are you
it.
gonna do?
Yeah.
Obama,
dude. So get this.
I miss Obama.
I joined when Obama had like days left in office.
That's funny.
Literally, like literal
the
days.
brink.
Yeah.
I think we've got a minute left.
Got a minute left.
Yeah.
What do you want to get over? Let's fucking spitfire.
I mean, anything you want to promote? Anything you want to plug?
So I'm a part. I have a few shows coming up. I'll give them to Koleton so you can put it in the description.
I got you.
But the biggest thing in my life right now, I'm a part of this new entertainment group called Water's Edge Entertainment. We're going to go around all the lakes in northern Indiana and southern Michigan, mainly Warsaw areas, hit up the lakeside fronts and do comedy and magic and fire dancing. And there's a bunch of performers a part of this group. You can...
These people also been through Dodge before?
No.
There was a lot of fire dancers at Dodge.
Oh,
so
Nick was Nick is
say.
one of them. Yeah,
Cool.
Nick was there.
Fire dancer, 20 seconds? Okay, damn.
Thank you, Cole. I appreciate
Thank you for
it.
going on. I wanted you on for a minute.
On.
Thank you guys so much for listening and watching Sometime with Koleton Dover on Spotify and YouTube. Koleton Dover on all platforms. Koleton Dover Comedy on TikTok. Your mom. Love you. Bye.
I just wanna take you